Hello, I'm Richard Cuadra. I'm one of the board directors of the Hope Project in Delhi, India, and also its affiliate, the Children's Ashram Fund in California and the United States. I'm here with my friend and my guest, Shabda Kahn, who has been a long supporter, fundraiser, and donor to the Hope Project, and a very good friend to the executive director and a lot of the kids who appreciate music in Delhi, India. Hi, Shabda.
So happy to be here with you. And my first contact with what really became the Hope Project was I was in India in 1976, 1977. And at that time, I joined Pir Kahn in what he started as a kind of a milk program for the mothers who had kids who needed support. And that really was the seed of the Hope Project. So it's been
Mhm.
a
It's been
long
a long
journey.
journey. Yeah, you know, the Hope Project still continues to inspire a lot of people all over the world, and I was wondering, what do you think has really been the source of that inspiration?
Whew. So I feel we're in a world where there is enough for everyone to have enough food to eat and a place to live, to have the basic needs of a human being to live a fruitful life. Clearly, the biggest obstacle to that are human beings, not resource. Resource comes into play. And so naturally, we don't want people to go hungry. That's a start. But for sure, if we want to change the world, education is the way. And children, uh, someone who's already an adult, certainly we can help them change. We want to serve them as well, but wow, we can change the world by helping children. And so the whole idea of certainly we can't educate all the children in all the world. We don't have the scope, the wisdom, the capacity, but here it is. Hazrat Inayat Khan is buried right there in India. So we have this link to what's called the Basti in the Hazrat Nizamuddin neighborhood in Delhi, uh, where some of the most sacred places on the planet exist, and at the same time, some of the poorest of the poor exist, and some of the saddest understandings of customs exist as well, especially when it comes to education and care for women. So it's such a privilege to be able to help create, help sustain, help develop a way to serve humanity through serving the children in the Basti. And when I say the Basti, you may not understand what I'm saying, but it's 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 a tradition at Sufi shrines to feed people. So that means people who need food come to that area, and so all gradually or all of a sudden, however, you have a neighborhood filled with squatters of people who have nowhere else to live but need to find some way. And those people in India were able to make cardboard, basically cardboard cities. They have very little education. They have very little way to make money. Most of them are what's called rag pickers, people who go through garbage to find resource. And so setting up a school, and then since I'm also a musician and involved in music training as a way of developing heart, so many wonderful things have happened through the Hope Project. Well, so I won't. Let's not jump ahead because I'm sure we'll get there. But it's such a privilege to make a like a little grain of sand contribution to the relief of suffering and happiness of human beings on this planet.
Yes, the main shift in the paradigm of poverty has been education and also health. And the health clinic has served almost 16,000 people in 1 year, including the medical mobile unit. And this has changed the life of families quite considerably. I was wondering,
And I remember when I'd bring groups to India, and sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you, but and one of them or several of them were doctors, and they would go back to the hospitals they work and get all the expired
yes,
medicines they could, and we'd go over, we'd bring duffel bags of medicines to give to this medical clinic, and now creatively, not only did you have the medical clinic that's right there in Nizamuddin, just down the block from Hazrat Inayat Khan's shrine at the Hope Project. But now you've got a mobile medical clinic, and we'd bring duffel bags of clothing, and it was all such good fun.
yes, very good fun. Yeah, we serve 9 different districts around and outside of Delhi. It's amazing, really, what they do.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, you've been a very good friend to our executive director for the last 15 years, Samir Rahman. And he's about to retire, but he's brought a lot to the Hope Project, and you've been a close friend of his, and you've worked with him very closely. I mean, I know you call him and talk with him. I was wondering what you saw that he brought to not only the Hope Project, but to the community.
Uh, the depth of the experience that he already had and the expertise that he brought with him, and then the commitment to serving human beings is extraordinary. He's such a beautiful human being, and having a friendship with him was a blessing, a super blessing. No, not an effort. And there were many directors before him, not many, several directors before him. Each of them had their gift that they brought, but he really took the what do you say, the reins, and brought steadiness and richness, and we knowing that there was a, a way for people to get food from the Sufi shrines. We met with him and we set up a separate fund that he could use to help the most destitute families so that their kids could come to school, so that they'd have enough food. And uh, he was so distinguished in the way he did it, uh, and I can't quite say enough
He
about
has
him.
a lot of grace in the way he works with people.
Yeah,
And
made
his
everybody
vision of
feel.
his vision of a community is quite considerable.
Yeah, and now now realizing that that children, where does food come from? Well, it comes from the store. No, no. So, what is nature? You never having spent time in nature, and now that with your help, Samir has created this nature preserve education in the countryside. Uh,
Park and campsite, yes.
yeah, it'll be such a great gift to the children, and I think while we're talking about it, just to say the wonderful things that have happened. Not only did the whole project try to serve children, but it set up education and support models for the women, adult women and adult men. Uh, you know, computer workshops, sewing workshops, but then the most impressive thing to me was that then you, the Hope Project, created a fund,
Are you talking about the micro lending program?
micro lending
I
program
know.
for women to start businesses. And not only did it succeed in the sense of giving these women an opportunity to create businesses that were beneficial and made money, but it turned out to be the number one reason for the reduction of violence to women in the whole Basti. So it was like an unintended auspicious
Yes,
rising, yeah.
yes, yes. It's amazing. It's amazing to see that kind of inspiration come out of something that was not quite intended in the first place, but all of a sudden it evolves and a new blossom comes forward. Yes.
Yeah. Uh, and shout out to Zuleika too, while we're who has gone every year. I don't know, 15, 20 years, how many
Almost
years?
22 years
22
for
years.
3 or 4 months. Yes.
Yeah, and training the young women. It looks like she's teaching them movement and dance, but she's really giving them and music, but she's empowerment,
Hmm.
having them feel empowered and strong and a sense of self and a sense that they can guide their own lives without having to fall into some strange niche, being torn out of school at age 11 or 12 because they're getting married because they shouldn't be an expense for the family anymore, and all sorts of absurd customs from our point of view.
Yeah, yeah. When you think that the Hope Project wanted girls to finish high school, which took almost 30 years to accomplish, and then we wanted girls to be able to go to college, which took the next 20 years. And now, I mean, 15 years ago, the first girls to go to college from the Hope Project and the Basti, there was 6 girls who went to college. Now, this year, there's 26 kids going to college.
And I remember too that at first the local imams, were very against it,
Very
and now
much.
the imams send all their girls to the school.
They do, and they come for computer classes.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
the other thing that I think is an incredible shift in culturally is that men come to support groups for parenting skills, which
Wow.
has really made a big change in the atmosphere
Wow.
of the community. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's very well attended because men
And
come
I
to the
think
computer classes.
you spent your early career helping Gerald Jampolsky in attitudinal healing and helping
Hmm.
prisoners and meeting, and now shift that over and bring that
Hmm.
expertise to India and
Hmm.
help the men have a meaningful life there as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
thank you. Shout out to you,
Yeah.
our director,
Yeah, yeah.
for
Well,
whatever you're
I
trying to
remember that
accomplish.
you're the one who referred me to joining the board. This is my 20th year of service. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
So you've been bringing groups there for, every couple of years you bring groups there, maybe 30 to 50 to 70 people. And I was wondering if you noticed, the whole project has noticed this, and we're trying to continue the involvement of this. But I wondered if you noticed the diversity of the Basti, of the neighborhood, and of the project. We have made an effort to become not just being of service to a Muslim neighborhood, but really being of service to children anywhere, everywhere, especially migrants and so forth. I was
one of my Marids, his sister is a teacher there, and then the one of the imams, his sister is a teacher, and so I know that the community's involved, and when that happens, then it should benefit the whole community, and I think that I feel that the whole project is looked at like as a stable pillar that's there to help.
Mhm.
I don't think there's any sense from the community that the whole project has any, alternate purpose but helping.
Right.
It's not like a religious model that wants everybody to become their religion or their way of thinking, or
Mm.
it's very, very Sufi in that way. It's just to bring wisdom and support and add to people's lives so they themselves could be of benefit to others.
Yeah, I was wondering, is there something about the whole project that really speaks to you personally? Is there something that you have noticed because you've supported it for so long? Is there something specific that has really touched you that you know continues the inspiration?
Well, I feel like every human being, wants to help bring happiness. There's some innate, because our true
Mhm.
nature is, happiness. Maybe that's a placeholder word for an extraordinary condition that we point to, but and we see people who have such a broad effect because they're the leader and they
Hmm.
can lead the way, and they're helping so many people, and oh, maybe I help my next door neighbor or so, and then I feel, oh, I wish I could do more to be of
Hmm.
benefit. And so for me, the opportunity to have even the slightest little touch to help such an extraordinary program as the Hope Project, it just felt like, oh, what a privilege. How lucky. How lucky am I that I can do a few little things, and especially because I have a voice that reaches more people, I can get other people involved, and you know, when I'm there, I do my best in the day-to-day way to help, and but mostly I visit, and then so get money flowing to the Hope Project. When in the early days in the '80s, when it was, we we it was very small, and we bought them musical instruments because we were coming there as musicians, so we
Hmm.
bought them musical instruments and set up someone to give them musical training, and so I just feel so fortunate. Wow, I get to help, and all this amazing things happen. So I didn't go to the bank to set up the micro lending program. I wasn't on the panel to choose who they were. But I can go and say, hey, I support this, and look what happened, and then I feel so proud. And so there there's so many hands and fingers and hearts involved, and I just feel very privileged to be a little part of it.
Hmm.
And how much work you've done, even though we don't live in India. You go there once a year, and then you manage things, but then you set up programs, and you bring your skillful means on helping human beings how to get along and work together, and that's gone very far.
Hmm.
Even though you're here, not
Hmm.
you're not like some of yours, so that all the more like, why would we appreciate him? Because he's there right where the rubber hits the road. He's
Right where the
he's
rubber hits
there
the road.
every
Yes.
he's there every day with
Yes.
all the problems that happen in a poor community, where the power goes off, where there's flooding, where there's anger and jealousy, and you know all the things that happen with poor people under a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Mm. And one of the values of the Hope Project, which is to respect each individual, to see each individual as unique, and to negotiate and collaborate to create agreement, to create buy-in. It is a long and slow process that really creates a lot of trust over a long period of time. But someone like Samur and you and the board and thousands of volunteers in the last 51 years who brought this approach to community building has really grown into something quite beautiful and inspiring.
Yeah, I think right now in the community, the Hope Project is trusted and looked toward as a
Yes,
as a pillar, a super pillar to the community. Can I get my? I understand that even kids from wealthier families, their parents wanted us.
constantly.
Can we send our children to the Hope Project because the quality of education
Yes.
that someone receives there, not just math, physics, etc. Of loving kindness and compassion and cooperation and working together and holding hands, and so I come from a background of the spiritual path. It the path I'm on, it's called Sufi. It certainly is always misunderstood what it is, but it's really the path of waking up to your true nature and manifesting love and kindness and compassion in all your actions. You know, through learning how to breathe well, through learning kindness and strength and cooperation and patience and tolerance and endurance and forgiveness and gratitude and integrity and how to be in tune with the infinite. But that all happens, we're not there at the Hope Project to make anybody anything except to let them discover the wealth of their own being and find a way to have a beneficial but a joyful life, or a life where there's enough to eat and they learn how to get along with their family and their community, be a player, in this world where we need a player. Or I don't know if player is the right word, a contributor.
Yeah. Well, one of the I think the virtues of the Hope Project is to watch kids, staff, and people of the community have pride in the skills that they're learning: how to cook, how to bake, how to sew, how to do makeup, how
Oh
to
yeah, we didn't
drive.
even talk about bake, and
I mean, you go up to the roof and have the cafe, and you see them come out, and they're filled with pride that they can be of service and that they are giving you a very, very, very good product,
yeah. So
especially the cheesecake.
so you should, just so people watching this understand, is that Hope Project is now a very large building, 4 or 5 stories, and the roof is set up as
A little cafe.
a cafe, an instant cafe, and they set up some tables, and you can go there and have tea, coffee, and one
Baked
of the
goods.
rooms is a little bakery where the women learn to bake and get to sell their baked goods. And not only are they delicious, but then how much fun is that? I can come and spend my $5, $10 or whatever. It's Indian prices, but whatever, and know that at the same time it's supporting these people who were rag pickers, in their kind of what they inherited from their parents, and oh, now the dignity of their life has changed so much.
Yes, when you think of a five-story, it's a narrow, small building. It serves 600 kids a month there, and almost 2,000 people go through the clinic and all the different classes, vocational skills.
2,000 a
And
month, is that what you meant, or a year?
yeah, yeah,
A
no,
month.
2,000 a month. Yeah,
Wow.
come through there. And it's hard
Wow,
to
about 2,000 a
understand.
month, what's that a day?
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people with parents, with their kids, the creche, the kindergarten or preschool. It's a lot of people that come through there. Plus, there are migrants. Migrants are looking for jobs. The very, very poor are going from farm state to farm state and city to city looking for small jobs. And when they don't find anything, it's places like the Hope Project who provide food, sometimes bus fare, sometimes referrals, so that they can get the assistance and help that they need.
Right. We should say that you have counselors that people can. Not only do you have a health
Yes.
clinic, but a therapeutic and counseling.
Social
Aspect.
workers and a staff that can counsel, which is a very new idea in the Basti, and in India, really, having psychotherapists or counselors, and having people feel the trust to be able to seek that out.
I wonder how that happened. And
Yeah,
people should know that you, Richard Cuadra, are a
psychotherapist.
a psychotherapist par excellence.
Well, thank you, thank
We're
you.
very well loved and appreciated
Yeah.
right here for people here, but so I'm sure that your understanding from your lifetime of dedication to that helped influence how the work is done there.
Yes. And right next to the Hope Project is the Dargah, the memorial site, the mausoleum of Hazrat Inayat Khan and also Pir Vilayat Khan. And this is the 100th year anniversary of his passing. And you're bringing a group this next year coming.
I am. I am. I felt there was no way I couldn't. So if people should know that my first visit to the Dargah was in 1976, and and then I was there in 1977 for the 50th anniversary, and I became an Indian classical singer, and my guru, my music master, was before he came to the West, was head of the uh, vocal music department in Delhi University. So Delhi was he owned a home in Delhi, and so it was a natural place for me to go. And uh, it was in the same lineage and tradition of Hazrat Inayat Khan, who himself came from a family of musicians. And so it started out. I would bring groups of musicians to India so we could have music school in India, learning Indian
Mhm.
music on Indian soil. And it was very, very romantic and rich, and concerts, and then that morphed into bringing people for a uh, Sufi journey, so to say. And uh, I must have brought 25 groups over the years, 25 times. So I can't imagine how many people I've introduced to India. Uh, but it's a tradition in Sufi to, it's called Hazari, to go to the shrines of the great masters, the saints and prophets, and put your head down and open your heart and open your ears for guidance. Uh, it's very natural to feel their guidance, and for some, then there's really very direct guidance from the being that whether you can accept that or not, but that's what people's experience is, and
Mhm.
uh, so it's been a pleasure to bring people there, to especially go to Hazrat Inayat Khan's Dargah, where we're, so to say, free of any of the confines of more restrictive Islamic traditions, where women can't go here and women can't do this. And at Inayat Khan's, we're completely free. But still, there's so much beauty and so much richness in India. Oftentimes, I'll go there and see the architecture of the 13th century and the 14th
Yes.
century, and think, how could we have forgotten
Yeah.
such beauty? What kind of why isn't our architecture have that sacred aspect to it?
Mhm.
We figured it out as human beings, 800 years ago. Come on, let's get going here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, just to follow that theme of guidance, it's really true. I think not only spiritual guidance, but there's the guidance of the Hope Project, which is that life can be a little bit bigger. There's an opportunity to expand. The idea that you could learn something to make a little bit of money that you never thought of before, or you could go to a campsite and be in nature, which a lot of kids have never had the opportunity because in Delhi, most the parks are gated, and the guidance to go to school, and the guidance to just uh, take better care of your body and be healthy, which will accomplish a lot of different things energetically. And so it's guidance is a very, when you look at love, harmony, and beauty, there's a lot of guidance there. There's a reason why it's a unifying and
yeah,
universal force.
yeah. There's a sense there, and when you sit with the kids in the school there, that they still remember that it's a privilege
Yes.
to get educated, and how and so they have a lot more forward momentum than you might have in the school that's just down the block from here, where you know
Yeah.
so
No,
only
gratitude,
some of the kids
gratitude
have
is
the
a big
gratitude.
force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, when I'm there having board meetings, the teaching staff and Samur are constantly talking about the gratitude they have to work together, to have small committees, to work with a group of children, to take them to places, to take them to the ocean. The Kids in Nature program, before it was a park, was a bus service that took kids, maybe 40 kids and staff, to the ocean for the first time. They have never seen the ocean, and they may be the first out of 3 or 4 generations who have ever seen the ocean. And so the guidance that the world is a bigger place and there's more possibility is they talk about gratitude all the time, and it's quite inspiring to be around that much gratitude.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how many board meetings or school meetings here in my neighborhood
Yes.
have that much gratitude. I know I taught in a master's program at Mills College to substitute for my music guru when he was traveling, and he said, "Well, I'm happy for you to take the job as long as you keep quiet at the board meeting, at the staff meetings when they
Yes.
have all their political angst. You know, don't get involved in the political
Yes.
angst." But yeah, so I kept quiet. But as a comparison to what a board meeting at the or a staff meeting is like at the Hope Project.
Well, you know Elisa, who's our new board member, and I know our time is up. And you know Elisa Lewis. She's our new board member of the Children's Ashram Fund. She went to Delhi last year
She's my goddaughter.
I know she is, and she was it. I wish you could have seen her face light up, and she was so fully inspired and so grateful for the opportunity, and that is how everybody is in the board meetings. It's quite remarkable. I'm also privileged to be part of it, to witness it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thank you very much for making this time and speaking to the Hope Project. Thank you for all your support and service.
yeah, I want to say whoever's watching this, support the Hope Project in any way you can. It's such a privilege to support it, and I know what I do is I picked an amount that I thought I could easily afford every month and just have them
Yes.
deducted from my credit card, and then without thinking for whatever, for 40 years or 30, whatever it is, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It just happens automatically, and then because of my position, I can raise funds easily, and what good fun that is.
Mm.
Wow. Well, let's get some money flowing to this great project. Money helps a lot.
Thank you so much, Shabda.
What good fun.